Rockford's original brick roads opened in the 1800s, but over time, maintenance and normal wear and tear removed or destroyed most of the streets. WIFR reporter Bria Walters talks to those working on a project to restore historic roads and what it means to neighbors.
It means a lot to the residents.
When a resident on Melrose Street brought up the idea of brick restoration to Rockford City Council member Gina Meeks, she launched her mission to preserve brick roads in the community.
Once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. And so it was just something that we really wanted to pursue. And I was really happy that the Public Works made it a priority.
Original bricks were laid around 1889 but started being replaced in 1941, according to Midway Village Museum. Some original bricks are found under modern roads and saved for projects like this.
We're lucky that we do have a stockpile of bricks to fix these areas.
Historic preservation regulations protect 6 original brick roads in Rockford from the use of asphalt or other materials as a permanent patch. But that hasn't stopped some patches from existing, even though the brick paths don't cost much, according to Ken Matson, Capital Improvement Program Manager.
It's a relatively low-cost project, but it has a big impact and extends the life of the brick street.
Money for the project comes from the Capital Improvement Program. Manson says his team will get as much done as possible this year.
And whatever we don't complete this year, we will pick up and complete next year and then move on to other streets that have similar condition issues.
And Meeks says she can't wait for feedback on the restored roads.
I really do believe that looking out and seeing this road completely, reconstructed, I think is going to mean a lot to them.
In Rockford, Bria Walters, WIFR News.
Melrose isn't the only brick road to be restored in Rockford. Latham is next on the list.